That's more than 14,000 horsepower rattling through Tasmania as the field gets away and a bit of contact off the line, and have a go at the start for the Premier Hire boys. Both of them in the mix here. We've got trouble. Di Pasquale in the gravel at turn 2. Golding snatches the lead, disappears down the road from Brown, from Waters, from Wood. And that was a vigorous start, Mark.
What a run for Golding. Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen from 4th position on the grid here someone lead by that distance. He's almost got a second lead over the series leader, and oh my God, that was close there. Wood was actually bump drafting Cam Waters. You can see the cars moving around there at 265 kilometres an hour.
Brown's in a tough spot here on the outside down here at turn 6, and they're going to feed some shoulder into him through there, and he's dropping as he tries to hold position. So Golding's got control. He's got it by the scruff of the neck. It was a rocket start from Waters, from Wood, from Feeney, from Brown, who went from pole to 5th. And he's still getting his ears boxed.
Still going backwards.
When you lose momentum and you end up on the wrong side of the road and the pack attacks, then there's often very little room to manoeuvre. He's battling with Stanaway, and they make side-to-side contact on the exit, and it continues as they make their way towards turn 5. Randall buys in. Now he's on the outside of the road. It is very bumpy, very slippery there. It's Gray. There are 3 wide on the run to turn 6. Randall's on the inside, but it's Gray on that side of the track and very slippery, and he manages to just squeeze through in the Castrol entry.
Fabulous driving, Thomas Randall. Absolutely extraordinary. Around the outside, 3 abreast. Very brave, but perfectly done. Great job.
Cooper Murray and Di Pasquale under investigation for whatever unfolded down there at turn 2 off the start. Awesome curb cam shot. Have a go at the margin. He's got 1.6 seconds at the moment. James Golding, he's got the fastest lap, and his sector splits are impressive. Meantime, how's this little battle here? We've got Feeney trying to sneak up the inside of Wood. Tries to get the slingshot. Does he get some side draft? And he does, so he's cleared him now. That brings him up into position number 3. There's some chat on the radio at the moment. There's some vigour out there as they all sort themselves out. They know that early in the game is the maximum opportunity to be able to make a move and effect a pass, so they are not messing about. They're flexing muscle in that process.
They certainly are. And a shout out to Richie Stanaway for being sensible in the middle of all that drama. 3 abreast through the kink. And he actually gave them all a bit of racing room. He could have played a far bigger role, and it could have ended up with some real consequence if he didn't actually back out of it slightly as they approach turn 6.
Doesn't look good for Kai Allen there.
Stewards have imposed a 15-second time penalty to car 99 for a driving infringement.
Cooper Murray's copped a whack for whatever went on down there at turn 2. We'll start unpacking all that for you when things settle down. Unfortunate for Kai Allen, this is his teammate Matt Payne on screen here as well in the Penrite entry. So Kai's gone to the garage. We'll get the reporters in the pit lane to give us an update on that when we can breathe. We're watching Jackson Evans at the moment. He's got his hands full with David Reynolds. And then Matt Payne in there. In fact, there is Cooper Murray, car number 99, snap-on the car this weekend. It could have some damage on it there that they're attending to. Brown's got the fastest lap, but what a story for him. He's gone from first off the grid all the way down to 6th, and we've only been racing for a handful of laps.
What a start by Golding. He was just a rocket. He come by the front row of the grid. He was doing 10 or 15 kilometres an hour faster at that point. Oh, they're gorging. There's so much of that contact, isn't there, off the back of turn 4, because what they're trying to do is just position themselves to get this side draft effect. See how much the cars move around there too, Neil. They're certainly not stable.
When Randall was on the outside, making it 3 wide down there through turn 5 on the bumpier section of the racetrack where there's less grip.
Here we go again. So straight away, Will Davison now has turned Broc around.
James about to grab the reverse.
And I think he actually got hit from behind too, so I'm not sure whether that just comes from the first case or not. But
he's had a tough weekend, Will Davison. A good weekend for them. So let's have a look here and just see what's gone down.
It's Mostert then. Mostert made contact with Courtney.
Right.
Courtney then run into the back of Davison, and then that has, in the end, spun Jack LeBrock. So what's this? Bang, bang, and around.
And nice move, is it? He's turned down shallow, and he's almost cleared him now. He's got the opportunity, so the little bump happens again. He's got the opportunity to try and make that side draft work.
Yep.
Let's see whether or not it will apply here. Building speed, side by side. 240, 250, 260, the cars are on the wriggle, and he's got position. And so Broc Feeney now moves it up one spot, up into position number 2. Cam, though, fires it back down the inside, just tries to unseat him through there. This will give us a bird's eye view of the behaviour of car number 88 through the final corner, and it was glued to the road. Near enough to an 8-second spread across the top 6 cars at the moment, and we're seeing people cycle into the lane. Aaron Cameron has to serve a 15-second penalty here now. Mostert's already taken his, and Cooper Murray's yet to take his from the opening incident.
I think I saw Will Brown in the background then coming in. Is that him? Yes, it is. So Will, first of the lead pack.
So they've done what we were talking about before. They've certainly broken this into a pretty straightforward 2-stop, 3-stint equal.
Crompo, let's cover off on this pit stop, Brown. We talked about it earlier. You see the fuel churn there, 20 litres, so it's about 5 seconds of fuel. Works out nicely. That's just a little bit longer than 4 tyres, and that's why we're going to see 4 tyre stops pretty well all day. About 20 kilos that thing is that they lift up to put 25 litres in. So this race you're going to need pretty well exactly 2 of those. I can see the other full one sitting there. So all works out pretty nicely. Bit of a shame, it sort of takes away the opportunity for a 2 tyre stop like we saw used so successfully yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's certainly the strategy around that is the 4 tyres. Oh, and locked brake and just about goes off the road, but gathered it up late, turned back on itself and finally got it retarded enough to get round the corner.
It'll be very small. Monstrous moment on the exit of turn 3. It involves forward. And which of the 2 Shell V-Power racing cars is that? Is it Davison? A 50% chance of getting this right. No, I think it's Kostecki.
Kostecki, yeah. So
that is a spooky thing to see with a car pointing in the wrong direction down there. What on earth has gone on there?
And for Anton De Pasquale, they chose this moment to bring him back in and fix that exhaust. He's also ticked off both pit stops now as well, so there's a chance that Anton might be good to go to the finish.
All right, so while the team were reporting from the pit lane, we've got a much better understanding of what's gone on here. So Fuller was coming out of the pit lane. He was in a race for position with Kostecki, and then they tangled together awkwardly at turn 3, pitching Kostecki into the fence.
Still clear. Still clear. Still clear. Clear to go, mate. Clear to go. Clear to go. That's what you want to do.
Oh, he couldn't get it. He couldn't get the fuel coupling in either there at the start. He struggled there.
Go.
And they've done this now to pop themselves out in front of Golding. So they, when Mark Dutton said, we do have a variable stop here, he meant we can short fill that piece to give you clear track.
Now remember watch this. You'll come back to that story. Watch what Mark was talking about. Yeah, they're having a battle getting that thing coupled. And this is what I spoke about in the Hino hub, because it's a lot of fuel in there. It's the best part of 20 kilos of fuel, plus the actual fuel churn itself, about 25 odd kilos. And it's a pendulum.
Engine
and if you
to be disengaged, please.
So here's what happened down there. So there was obvious contact between Stanaway and Mostert, and Chaz ends up down here. Here's the replay from the rear of Chaz's car. We'll get a bird's eye view. Bang, see ya. And I think you'll probably hear some free character assessments being handed out over there at the moment. So Courtney hanging on here and actually making some contact with Golding. And
There's Wood.
that's actually going to let Ryan Wood up the inside. Did he actually grab him?
Yep.
Yes, he has. So we were riding with him then, and I thought that may have been the case, that he's been able to grind on by.
Absolute joke.
That's very courteous of Tickford.
I reckon they had to do this, Neil, to show Feeney's pace.
Standing by.
Oh,
Left
drum on
rear.
the left rear.
Go.
That was an efficient stop, but it was right on the verge of being held up by what happened with the left rear there, and he's emerged without too much trauma there. He's running conservatively with these tyres. He's under assault in every direction. He's got Thomas Randall on the inside, and he's got a tail gunner in Broc Feeney. He's going to make it 3 wide here if this goes on. He's literally on the tow bar of the Castrol entry, and now he's going to try and feed it up the inside here when they get to turn 6. He's having a look, releases the brake pedal. He's halfway down the car, now done. So that's a nice move.
Man, he's giving him a
Contact between Reynolds and Randall. And Randall ends up with a rotate. Chris Stuckey's his engineer. Keep going, grab a gear. And can he fire it?
You okay, mate? You okay?
He's got it started.
And it took a while, and gee, he lost a lot of time there. Wouldn't start.
Control.
What a frustration. So now he's dropped to the bottom of the top 10 in all of that.
12 to go.
And 12 to go is the word in the background. Feeney, we ride with him up into the hairpin now. He's right within striking distance, looking at the rear bumper of our race leader, Matt Payne, on a very different strategy play. And the Shell V-Power race car hopping out of the way while the two leaders duke it out on the run up towards turn number 6. 6th gear, flat out through this fast right hand of turn 5, 265 kilometres an hour. Broc's got grip.
Be patient.
And he's got the eyes on. He's fixated on the back of the Penrite Racing Mustang at the moment. Right with him, and that's an awkward place to try and show the nose down there at turn 1, so he sits in behind him. So we've now got 1 lap to go. So if you're Matt Payne, it's gloves off. He doesn't have to be polite. He needs to run him all over the universe, all over the postcode to see whether or not he can keep him behind. He'll drive down the inside. Broc is going to do everything he can aggressively to try and find a way. He goes high on the bowl. 2 different lines. There's only half a lap to go, and Payne's still got this at the moment. This is going to be a nail-biter. If Payne wins this thing, he will bring the house down. Feeney is on the charge down the back straight. What a nail-biting supercar race. It's a lucky 13 for Payne at the moment. Into the final corner. He might get this. Feeney tries to duck underneath him, and this will be the win of all miracle time in supercars if Payne can get it, and he gets it by a bar. That is a spectacular drive, Matt Payne. You are the man.
Awesome work.
Well
T1 fun.
How good was that?
Yeah.
He's made those tyres live for about 47 or 48 laps.
That is epic. Well done to the top 3. Well done to all of those that have made their way into the top 10. Matty Payne, check the margin out at the end of it. He's got home in race 13 by 5/100ths of a second over Broc Feeney. It was a Lightning McQueen finish, that one. It was a bumper at the end of it. So well done. So Payne, Feeney, Brown, Golding, Stanaway, Reynolds, Wood, Heimgartner, Percat and Hill, our top 10. Here's the group from 10 through 20. All the way down to Kai Allen, who had a ropey run in 24th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your race 13 podium at the Snowy River Caravans Tasmania Super 440. It's time for the celebrations.